back. So today what I'm going to do is take this top, which mounts the fender to the bolts, to the frame over here. What I'm going to do is start drilling out all these holes that are going to go from here, here, and this is what is going to attach to the fender. Let's get it set up.
Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run.
Alright, so today's plan is what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, line everything from here up onto the original fender. Everything nice and lined up. My mini squeeze clamps. One, I don't know where. Second one is squeeze clamp 1 and squeeze clamp 2. Alright, that should be all I need. So now, what the plan is, take this. Get this out of our way. Flip that. Alright, so how am I going to do this? I'm just going to take my marker here and just put a nice circle around each of the drilling points. So this way I know this is my exact placement. Now what one was it? Was it this one? Right, it's gotta be. I gotta clean up some of this fiberglass that I have on the floor. I'm just letting it sit here until I basically finish doing my trim so I can just sweep everything off in one shot. So, drill points are done. Now, while I am here, I do want to see a mock-up. You stay there. Alright, so let me just show you what we got here. So you can see. Let me take off these gloves. I'm trying to prevent myself getting covered in fiberglass again. Okay, so where are we at now? So this right here is a really nice seam. This is what I was talking about. I cut it a little bit too short, which is a little bit of a problem, but not much. So right here is what I was also talking about, where I had a little double layer. So if you can see right in here, I put in an extra thick layer, so I can now trim this right on that line. This isn't too bad. I could probably shimmy this up a little bit more. But the game plan is drill these out, and I was going to do a mock-up on the car and make sure everything fits, but I would like to get a couple of pieces of fiberglass from, you know, branching both of these pieces together. Now, my other problem is today is Sunday, so this is almost out, and the store that I go to get my, you know, this local store to get some resins and all that is closed for the day. So that's going to be my game plan. I think I'll have just enough to kind of do a little bit of getting both of these together. I also want to sand this down and make this a nice flush finish. So as you can tell, right here is standing up a little bit. Some other spots right here. And you already know about that. Alright. I'm just going to start having at it and fill you in as I go. while since we last talked. Let's do a recap. So, what I did, what you just saw, was a very fast time lapse of me taking this, flipping it, sanding down the inside. I just sanded down the outside of the fender, the inside of the jam, the outside of the jam. Now, what I have left. Alright, so everything is nice and sanded as you see. I took down the edges so you can see this little lip. This is now what I'm going to be attaching right here, these two pieces right here. This is a nice and close cut. This came out probably perfect compared to the rest of it. But I put in two. So I put 2 punches in. That's just to hold the placement. I put in 2 big clamps to hold the face of the fender on. 2 mini clamps to hold on the jam, and then I taped it to get this as close and as tight as possible because I want this to be perfect. It needs to be perfect. That is now the body line. So with that mouthful said, what you are now going to see is me cut up some nice tiny pieces, and I'm just going to place them right in here. And something like this, I'm going to be able to pour a little bit of resin right in between here, and then it should be a really, really nice fit. So I'm just going to follow some little pieces and put them into here, and that is going to harden, and that's going to be the first big part accomplished. That is now going to, we'll be able to take this, flip it, and then start working on the inside and doing the same in reverse. So, all right, let's finish it up. Alright, so that's complete now. This is now done. What I did was just structurally reinforce pretty much all of this. Yeah, I had to use some other little pieces, like a pen over here, to kind of wedge it in between the crevice. So, all that is done. What I ended up doing was taking this right down here. So in the last video, I was trying to explain how right here was a little bit of a weak spot. It was kind of like oil canning, a little wobbly. So I reinforced this a little bit. I put 2 little strips here. The crack that I had, I put a little patch on that, so that's all band-aided up. And now this, I'm going to give some time to dry. Hopefully I'll be able to take it off tonight and kind of examine it and just check to make sure everything's coming out. What I did was tape everything down to get as flush of a look, to get it as flush as I possibly can, because again, this is where I don't want to build up any excess material that I just don't need. This is just to kind of support it so that I could flip it and then really get everything good on the inside. But alright, thank you for watching. That was for today. See you guys in the next one.